it's really cool. It's created a lot of vitamin D and positivity in that sense.
Hi, YouTube!
Hello, everybody.
Someone says how high are you guys? We're not high at all. Someone's asking how high are you guys?
We're not.
We're not high at all. Yeah. It could be your allergies though.
It could be my allergies though, because
Yes,
my allergies have been killing me.
Yeah,
So.
it's allergies that have been killing him, so it could be that. That's why. But no, we're good. So hi on YouTube. Hope you guys are having a good night. We are ready to go and start doing our show tonight. We have our notes. We have our topic today, which is words. So we're going to be talking about how certain words make you feel, how we change the use of words that we've had.
Well, we had to change the words that
Yeah.
we had, because back in the day we used words that were just negative.
Yeah.
We were such negative people, and we decided that had to change. We
On the floors high. I was like, okay, I was like, well, hi.
It was a weird
We're on the 7th floor.
That's so funny.
Oh my
That's
God.
hilarious.
That's hilarious.
We're on the 7th floor.
Yeah. So, yes, keep going, hon. So the words.
So anyways, it was all about positivity.
Yeah.
And the fact that we were never positive people before.
No.
I was one of the most, and I have to admit it, I
Yeah.
still am to this day.
Yeah.
Like, as much as you guys think I'm a positive person.
I sometimes take him out of his negative. So he'll say something and like, oh, that. I'm like, well, what if that happens? He's like, oh. So sometimes he needs to get a reminder.
I
of
need it a
positive
lot more
words.
often than Nick. But
Yeah.
Nick's actually had a really cool base given to him from his mom. Your mom
Yeah.
is really cool. Not that my mom
I
wasn't
don't know if
positive
she's
either, but
watching
it was
right
just
now.
very different. It was very, very different.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Being positive is a huge part of what we've decided to do with our lives now.
Yeah.
And the fact that we needed to change our words. And that was very difficult. It wasn't something easy to start off with.
No, and that's the thing. And like we said, we were always negative before. So what those words end up doing to you is they bring you down this
Rabbit hole.
And we'll dig more into this as we go along throughout the show. So we won't dive into the topic right now because we have a few updates we want to do first. But we just want to emphasize how important this topic is for everyone, because a lot of people do not seem to understand. The one thing that changed this time that it worked for us was mindset.
Yeah.
It was changing how we
View
the program,
and viewed ourselves.
how we view ourselves, how we react to certain scenarios. That's what changed this time and made us successful. We already had the eating well and all that stuff. This is just how we approach the program changed a little bit. Yeah, so you choose to be. So you said you choose to be positive. Yeah,
Exactly.
We choose to be
And
positive.
you have to choose to be
Yeah.
positive. You're gonna have your down days. We all do. And I said it. I'm honest. I have my days where I don't believe in myself.
Yeah.
Where and it's really weird.
I take him out. I take care of it all the time.
Completely.
I always
Completely.
tell him. I always like, you can't.
But I'm
hide.
much better than I used to be, though,
Yeah.
because I do believe in myself now. But that's because of the words that we've chosen.
We've
That's
chosen to
because
use.
of the words we've chosen. To
Okay,
use.
we're very excited about the topic today, but we'll go into the updates first, and then we'll come right back to the
Yes.
topic. So the first thing is weigh-in. So I weighed in at 183.9. I went up 1.6. So I'm overall 105.1. I am not worried. We'll talk about that in a bit. And then, Jean-Luc, go ahead.
Yes, and I'm actually up 3.1. I
So-
went up 3.1 this week, and so I'm at 185.4, so I'm down total of 90.7, sorry.
Yeah.
But again, I will be honest, I stood on the scale, and when I did it, my heart dropped a little bit, and then I just bounced right back up and I said, what am I doing to myself? Like,
Yeah.
why am I upset? My back was hurting this week. I still worked out every single day.
You
I
pushed
took
through it,
one
even
day
today.
off. I went through it today, and you know what? I'm proud of myself for doing it, but again, really stepped back from what I normally would do.
Yeah, but you still got some exercise
I still
in.
got exercise in. I did not make the excuse in saying I'm not going to do something.
And that's one thing I wanted to emphasize right here. Jean-Luc was one of the people who, if he sees me doing high intensity, he just wants to do it with me. And so I told him, like, hon, it doesn't have to do, they tell you all the time, it has not to do with the intensity, it's just doing the movement. So today he was behind me doing just the movements. He was not jumping around, doing all the jumps and stuff from body step. He actually did it low intensity the entire time.
Complete low intensity.
And you still got
I still
all the
got like
calories.
400 calories, 600 calories, or 500 calories.
So it still works to get all the, you don't have to be so intense when you work out. I like doing it because I like pushing myself further and I want to get muscles and things like that.
That's exactly it, Tracy. Shit happens, move on.
Shit happens, move on, exactly.
And that's what we finally... It took us a long time to get to that space.
Yeah.
You know, it really did.
Yeah,
So.
it did. So, weekly recap. So we've been working from home all week, working out every day this week. We actually did it every day in the morning.
So I hurt my shoulder on Tuesday. I thought it was better on Wednesday. I hurt my other side on Wednesday, and then on Thursday and Friday it was torturous.
Yeah, but we did it.
But I still worked out, and then I did. We didn't work out yesterday though, because we were so busy.
We took a day off, and we took a day off. Yeah. And we danced anyways, and we did so much stuff, so we still got a good activity in yesterday.
Exactly. Modifying exercise is still exercise. I completely agree on that.
Exactly. So our weekday workshop visits, we actually did Nepean Central, Pierrefonds, Brossard, and Hamilton. We did 2 French ones this week, which was a lot of fun. And
it's always different doing them in French, because I'll be honest, guys, as much as it is our our first language, it's technically our second language now, because we speak English more often than we speak French.
Yeah, so some words we miss.
And not only that, being in Ontario, a person from Ontario and speaking French to people who are from Quebec and Montreal, we don't speak the same way.
No.
We speak in a very anglicized French way. And I'm not saying that that's wrong, because it's not. It's just
different.
How the language evolves.
Yeah, it's just different.
And we'll throw some English
words,
terms, or we'll translate an English term into French, and we get it here, but people in Quebec are like, what's that supposed to mean? So it's kind of funny sometimes.
Yeah, so it's fun though. We still love doing it, and they're so gracious.
Yeah,
they're so
fantastic.
amazing. They're so nice.
And every time, your tracking in French is called your suivi.
Yeah, your suivi.
Which we can never.
You can never remember that
never
word.
Remember. And then your weekly points, your weekly are
point
d'hebdo. So it's kind of funny that we have to
translate, but it's not word for word translation. They have their own terms for each of the items, right?
Yeah.
So
a lot of it. I don't think.
Franglais.
They never heard us. They've never heard. Have you guys heard us speak French? Well, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must have. Some people. Most of you have.
La plupart du monde entend parler en français. Ben donc.
It sounds weird when you do that sometimes. Like when we're not speaking French, because he doesn't speak French as often as I do.
No, I know. It's bad, but. Okay, so Saturday workshop visits. We went to St. John's West, London North, downtown Toronto, Sudbury, Calgary South, Sault Ste. Marie, London South, Pierrefonds, Coquitlam, Calgary North, and Prince George.
That was just Saturday. We did 11 that day. And then today... Oh, and then I'll put that one should go over there.
Yeah, and then today... Oh, no, I'll go with the
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So today we went to Halifax, Brussels, Pickering, Mount Royal, St. Arnaud, Edmonton South, Coquitlam, and North Vancouver. We did a lot of workshops. It's all together all week we did 22
workshops.
Yeah, 22 workshops. So
we're very proud of speaking both languages.
Yes.
100%.
We're very proud of it. And we had fun at the workshops. We love doing it. So we're doing it again next week. The schedule's a little late because WWE changed all their schedules. So if you were doing your virtual workshop, go check your schedules again on Connect, because all of them have changed. I had to redo my sheet, so the sheet that I've been sharing with everyone with all the workshop, it'll be updated soon, and I'll be releasing our schedule for this week sometime soon.
It was kind of funny because we tried to get into a workshop today at 11:30 in Edmonton, and the coach was there actually still, because they thought they found out that we were going to be there, and they're like, we're really sorry, but this meeting doesn't exist anymore. We're like, it's okay. We actually got to take a little bit of a longer break, so we got to have lunch.
Exactly. So I'll be sharing the locations in a bit. And then we'll, you'll get to see which places we're going to next week. And then we also did, if you guys want us to visit, remember to message us, of course. And then Saturday, we had our workshop yesterday.
We did, and we had guests. We had our special guests, Lindy, Heather, and Jennifer, and Jane. And unfortunately, Sandy wasn't able to make it, but hopefully she's feeling better.
Yeah,
because people, when you're not feeling good, it's just.
And if you guys want to catch that, it was released yesterday. It was a really good episode. So a lot of people said they enjoyed it. So if you're on Facebook, just look in our Facebook page feed, and if you're on YouTube, just look for our videos on our channel, and then you'll be able to see that video.
It was actually kind of cool to see. We had a group message on Facebook, and I hope they don't mind me saying this, but after they all hung up, they all started chatting on Facebook with each other.
And they're all now shared information.
They exchanged information because they never really met before.
No.
They knew
Only
of each
Lindy
other.
And Heather actually knew each other.
Lindy and Jane knew each other too. They all knew each other because of Lindy's group, but I think they've never spoken like that before. So it was cool.
Yeah.
It's really fun seeing these people that we've met through WW then be introduced to you guys, and then you guys introducing yourselves. It's such a cool thing to see happening.
Yeah.
And I love these connections. I love the fact that we're making these connections.
And then we did my haircut. So we filmed that yesterday afternoon after all the workshops. After our workshop, we did right after Jean-Luc started shaving, and we said we need to film this, and I wanted to put it together so that it was funny. And yes, it hurt. All those reactions in the video, all the winces and
I was very nervous. I was so afraid I was gonna mess it up. I was so
nervous.
Look
at it. He did a good job. Like even a hairdresser. Susan reached out and said, I'm
going to be as candid and as honest as possible. I did not really use the scissors at all. Like the way he filmed made it look like I cut his hair with the scissors. Did not touch it.
No, but what's funny is that I actually thought you were using the scissors myself too. So that's why I got scared.
And I got scared because I was.
That's why I got scared. That's why I was like, "What are you doing? Just use the clippers. Don't use those scissors. They're not made to give haircuts." I was scared. I won't lie.
It made it look well, and then I love his example of making me look like zoop. I'm like, yes, it's just a zoop.
The first time I watched that part, I laughed hysterically.
I've always said this: hairdressers are amazing because it's not easy to cut hair.
Says you just have to go a little slower with the clippers and it doesn't catch as bad or as often. So slow down, Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah. We'll see if I do it again.
So and then we had a dance party last night.
Well, no. Dinner first.
And dance party.
Okay. We want to know what people thought about dinner last night. How was it?
Dinner. We had so much fun. I hope you guys like the roulette thing we did, where we just randomly picked people. We thought that was the best way because we didn't want to pick out of a hat. We just thought that was the easiest way. We think we're gonna do it again. We don't know if we'll do it the same way. It was very tiring for us to do 3 hours last night. We won't lie. We were dead tired by the end of last night. So what we might do is we might do dinner alone at one point. Where we'll do dinner on a Tuesday night. We'll say Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. Everybody come on, and then we'll have dinner together for 2 hours.
Yes, Debbie. There is a video on the haircut. It was posted yesterday.
Yes, it was posted yesterday. So it's on all our pages now.
And I honestly, when we picked those,
no, it's posted today.
Oh, posted today.
At noon today.
And when we picked the individuals, like when we made people pick numbers, it was so random, and I hope that was fun because we enjoyed it too. We got to speak to so many different people who we never actually got to speak to before, which was really fun.
Yeah. So we're doing it again, but I hope you guys are okay if it's a weeknight. So in the chat and in Facebook, please let us know if you guys are okay with a weeknight or if you prefer weekend. Let us know. It's just that we feel for our time, it's too hard on the weekend. So we're hoping you guys are okay with weeknight. So please let us know.
And Rosie's like anytime.
Okay. Awesome. I just want to make sure that you guys would do it with us. Like Friday night would be perfect. Because that's the day we have nothing. We have no workshops. That would actually be a good night to do that. So you know what? We might do it Friday. We might even do it this Friday. We'll think about it. We'll see.
We'll see if we can.
Figure it out.
Well, we'll find out work schedule tomorrow because we go back to work on Mondays, and Mondays is when
we find out what's work going to be like. Yeah, so a lot of people are saying Friday. So you know what? Friday might be a good day. Yeah, now every day is a Saturday, and it says, yeah, exactly. So, and then today we're here now. So I hope you guys like the quick recap of the week. We love always giving you guys a kind of a review of what happened. Because, just so you guys know what we've done and things that are happening and things you might have missed. Like, we did the haircut video.
But the funny thing is I've seen a lot of these people all week. I love it though, guys.
Yeah, I love it. I see all the names. Like we saw Debbie yesterday. We saw Jana at last night as well. Lynn was there.
They were all there. Renee was there.
Patty, we saw Patty at a workshop today.
Yeah.
So it's
nice. Halifax workshop.
Yeah, so it's nice to see everyone just show up. Like we're trying to.
She got her donut and she tracked it and it's done. I love that you did it. Okay, so today I guess they have a donut in Halifax going around at the Tim Hortons, and they were all speaking about it. We got to go in because it's if I'm not mistaken, it's a fundraiser of some kind.
Okay.
And so they were talking about these donuts, and we were just like, okay, well, you know what? Go and have it, track it, done.
Move on.
Yeah.
You have to understand. There's a difference between having something for a special moment and having something constantly. So a lot of people think that if I go have if I go to my birthday and I go have a piece of cake, I shouldn't be doing this because it's bad. No, it's your birthday. It's an occasion that you should be enjoying yourself and have that piece of cake. Just don't have cake all the time. That's what this whole balancing act is. You need to still enjoy those moments in life that you want to enjoy. It's those other moments where you shouldn't be just partying it up and having whatever you want and tracking and being more conscious of what you're eating.
I feel terrible because I did not realize it's a fundraiser for the shooting, and we don't go to Tim Hortons, so and we don't have TV, so commercials aren't something we see.
We don't have time to watch TV.
We don't have cable.
You guys see us all the time. Yeah. We're never watching TV now.
So I'm glad that I think it's an amazing thing, and to want to donate to that is just fantastic.
It's an amazing cause. Arlene said she attended about 10 workshops with us, so it's fun, guys. Like, if you guys can, we'll release the schedule tonight. So if you guys want to follow us next week, next Sunday, we actually have a late schedule, so it'll be nice to have a little break. Okay, so now we're on our word of the week, which is words.
My wife Sue has been offering to give me a haircut. You are almost giving me courage to let her. By the way, thanks for the visit to London. Oh, you're so welcome, Jim. It was great seeing you. We saw you guys on the picture on the screen, and I think I tried to send you a message, but. What ends up happening, guys, is when we log into the virtual workshops, we log in with our iPad, and we have you attached to our TV. Sometimes we project it. Lately, we haven't. We just watch you there because it's easier to stand up, and it's a perfect height for us.
And we don't sit down. We have never sat down for a workshop.
I think we did once.
I think we did 1 or 2.
And that was the day we did 22 in the day.
Yeah, we did a ton that day, so our backs were hurting.
So the other phone is I log in with my actual iPhone at the same time, but I don't turn the camera, and I try to chat with that one. So sometimes there's messages that I send out that you might not get. So check for those messages when you're in the chat on Zoom.
Yeah. Okay, so today's topic, our word, is words. And we these are now our own topics. We're making up all these topics. The last few were all WW kind of along with our old weeklies that we're going to release.
Well, it was the original weeklies that
before we all got...
Yeah, before virtual workshops came into effect.
Yeah. So we came up with, this is our first one that we thought was important, and we've been talking about this a lot at the virtual workshop, so we thought we'd bring it to you guys because I think it's a very recurring theme, and it's about the words we use when we're on this journey. So a lot of us think that words don't affect us, and they do. Think about, if someone says, that comes up to you and says, oh, that's a nice dress. What if they come and said, that's a beautiful dress? Or, that little change of word completely changes the tone of the image that person is portraying to you.
Yeah, and it's, again, the words that you use, it depends on the tone that you use with the words that you use when you're talking about things, right? So always make sure that when you say something to somebody or to yourself, you think about it. You think about what you say before you speak, because sometimes we don't. And we do that a lot of times when we're angry or upset, right? Or frustrated.
Yeah.
So when we spoke about our
change, like our original way of doing the program back in the day, like we were talking about earlier.
We treated it as a diet.
And we also did not learn positivity at the time.
No.
We had figured out a lot of the activity tricks that we know now, we did before. Like, we used to do body step, body attack. We've been doing that for years.
We were never as diligent.
I used to run. I used to run back in the day. Like, when I lost my weight when I was in university, at the end of, I used to weigh over 300 pounds in university, and I lost it I had started to learn to run. And that's how I lost a lot of my weight at the time. And so we knew activity, how to do activity. And I had taught Jean-Luc how to go to the gym and how to do that. So we knew that aspect. The food, we kind of knew the food. We knew parts of it, but we didn't know the mindset part of the food. And the thing we did know was the mindset. We did not understand how important having a good why and having the right positive attitude helps with this program. And the first one I'll talk about is the why. The why is important because it's what keeps you going all the time. It's what keeps driving you even when you're having bad days. It still allows you to pull yourself out. Ours is we want to live our life the longest together possible. No matter what, everybody believes different beliefs. People believe there's an afterlife, but we know what's guaranteed right now is our life together. And so we don't want to shrink that time, and we were doing that with what we were eating. So our why this time was our life together and being healthy so that we can live a long life. All the previous times we did the program,
it was to either look a certain way, fit in with a certain group of people, an event that we needed to attend and we wanted to look a specific way for that event.
Yeah.
It was never because we wanted to feel good.
Or change who we were.
We wanted to
change who we were as people.
Yeah, we never wanted to. It was never for health. It was never to be healthy. It was never to be fit. It was never to, be alive. I think back then we thought we were invincible.
And we're not saying to people that that's bad whys. We're not saying that at all. Like, your why is your why. But we're saying for us, for us to be able to do this in a sustained fashion, those whys didn't work for us. And that's why for some people we always say, look at your why and dig deep into it. Ask why to your why.
And I like how Annie said here, it's important to go into your why, but write it out in with positive words. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. And ask why to your why.
Yeah.
Like, we always say, ask why to your why. Like, I always give the example. If someone says, my why is I want to fit this dress for this event. Okay, why do you want to be at this event? Well, because it's my daughter's wedding. But why do you want to be at your daughter's wedding? Because I want to be there for her. And then ask, okay, why is that important? Because I want to see her life. Okay,
I want to see her children.
I want to see her children. I want to see my grandchildren. So, like, you know, if you add on those questions, your why increases and you get a bigger reason as to why you're doing this. So really dig deep and write it out and have it on your fridge. Have it somewhere you can always see it and it's visible so that it helps you go through this journey.
I think by making your why visible to yourself, that should create some positivity for you. And it should allow you to start seeing the words that you want to use on a daily basis. Because again, I know I was just reading that comment. Lisa just said, I know you guys haven't been seeing a big difference, but you guys look a lot different from a month and a half ago.
Can I share my story again after? Okay, keep going though.
I lost my train of thought.
Okay, you're talking about words.
Well, the words, exactly.
Yeah.
So what are some words?
The why. So the why, that was an important thing, yeah.
So what are some words? I want some people in the chat right now to throw out some words, some negative words that you've heard or that you've used throughout your journey. I just want a bunch of words. So let's see some words so that way we can talk about these words and see how we can change them positively,
and as the words come in, I'll share my story?
Definitely.
Okay, so quick story. I talked about it yesterday a bit, but so there's a video coming out this week. We'll talk about it in a bit, but it's a WW Snack video that's coming out. And what happened is that 6 or 7 weeks ago, before we went into basically lockdown, Jean-Luc and I had filmed a video about the new gummies and bars from WW. And so when we filmed it, we had intended to release it soon after, but since they closed all the studios, we were like, we can't release a video about snacks when you guys can't even buy them. So there's no point in releasing a video. So we said, okay, we'll hold it off and release it later. And so this week, since the WW shop opened, which is something we forgot to talk about, which, by the way, we kind of messed up, guys. I'll give you a little secret. We sent out the link a day too early, but we didn't do it on purpose. We saw the link posted somewhere. We thought, no one told us it was opening a certain day, so we just assumed, I guess it's open. So we then shared it, and then it blew up. Everybody started using it. That WW noticed, like, they wanted a soft launch. They got
a little bit of a hard launch instead of a soft launch. But they were very nice about it.
So anyways, so now this week we're releasing this video, but when we filmed it, it was 6 weeks ago. So when you guys watch it this week, I was wearing a specific shirt in that video. And if you look, even Jean-Luc, if you look at what we're wearing and then what we look like now, you will see there's a huge difference. The scale hasn't gone down, but our bodies have been changing. And Lisa's the one that pointed that out in the chat.
In the chat.
Yeah, so I just wanted to
We've got a bunch of words, and there's a bunch of words. There's bad, there's cheat, there's fat, there's ugly, there's can't, there's lost, there's sloth, someday, creating plump, fluffy. And it's so funny because there's some of these words that it might be very hard to change into positivity, but it's now learning how to not use these words either.
Yeah.
Right? And making sure that when you specify, you start creating a vocabulary for yourself that you're going to use more often. And sometimes you need to write these down. So it's good to identify the words that you don't want to use and make sure that you're seeing those words, so that way when you do see them again, you're like, okay, that's not something I'm going to use to describe myself or somebody else.
Yeah, and we've also done, so we could talk about these words here. Some of them we already have on our list. So you want to go through ours and then we'll talk about the other ones after?
Yeah.
So, okay, so yeah. You always want to use that and then we'll flip this so you have both open.
Oh,
okay. So you want to do the first one? You can
do it.
Okay, so one of the first words we removed completely from our vocabulary is the word diet. We don't use that with what we are doing today because we've changed our lives. This is not something we're doing temporarily. To us, a diet is a set time frame where you're doing a change, or your diet is what you are eating. It's not a means to be healthy or lose weight. We are doing this as a new lifestyle change. It's our journey, and that's how we discuss it. And the reason we think that's more positive, because journey sounds a lot better than
not
diet.
only that, diet is temporary.
And diet's it's such a negative word. Like, I'm on a diet. You know, it sounds so like, you know, sounds so. It says instead of that, it's just, you know, I'm not interested in
lifestyle. I like that too.
Lifestyle.
We use that as well. It's a lifestyle.
Lifestyle is a perfect one.
It's a complete lifestyle because it's a choice.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's a choice.
We make this choice to choose wellness and being healthy and positive.
Exactly. So the next word
is the cheat, or the word cheat.
Yes.
We used to call it a cheat day. We used to call it a cheat meal.
What did we used to do? On a Tuesday, we say we'll start tracking on Monday.
Yeah.
So we start Monday. Then Tuesday we'd mess up. We'd go out to a restaurant. We'd eat all our points. And we'd say, oh, it's Tuesday. We'll just start back next Monday. And we would eat whatever we want all week, not track, do whatever we want, and start back Monday and wonder why we would never lose weight.
Yeah.
So if anybody doing that out there, we were them. We used to do that a lot.
We did that all the time.
All the time.
And we changed it to indulge. Sandra D is correct. We use indulge now because we know what? It doesn't make us feel guilty.
Our treats works as well.
Treats does work. Yeah, it's a treat. Yeah. But sometimes when I hear treats though, because you know it was like being a kid and you would get a treat for doing something. I don't know. If it works for you, Patty, that's fantastic. Because again, you need to find words that work for you and that aren't going to trigger you, right? So that's a great way to use that. So I'm glad that you're able to use the word treat, and hopefully somebody else is able to use that too. That's fantastic.
So we don't call it cheat, we call it indulge. So if you're using a cheat day, don't say that. You know, and we always say this: you cheat on your taxes, you cheat on your spouse, you cheat on a test. You're not supposed to do any of those things. So why are you making yourself feel bad for having a day where you're indulging? You know, the words you use are important, and cheat has a negative connotation because everybody goes, oh my God, I cheated last night. It's a bad thing as opposed to, oh my God, I indulged last night. See how the difference in tone with those two words?
Completely.
So that's what we mean about using the right words when you're describing what you're going through, because sometimes those words will affect your mind. Your mind will retain that information. If you're bad to yourself, you'll be just as bad.
Well, yeah. Well, what ends up happening, it also brings back past thoughts and how you might have felt when you were younger too. You know what I mean? Yeah. So always remember that some of these words are not just trigger words as far as food, but they are trigger words as far as what it makes you think of from years ago even.
Yeah. So the next one we remove because we hate this word is the word plateau.
Plateau. And because all you should do with a plateau is serve cheese and crackers on it.
Can we have cheese and crackers?
Yeah, exactly.
Cheese and crackers? Oh my God, I want cheese and crackers.
But on a plateau, that's all you should be using is that word for, is to serve food.
Yes, so we don't use plateau because again, it's a connotation. Everybody says, oh, I'm in a plateau. It seems like you're stuck. It's not great. But there's a term in WWE that's used all the time that you have to get to at some point, and it's called
maintenance.
And the reason we use this word is more of a positive because it's always been a positive word already associated with WWE. And at one point, we've said this before, at one point when you're on this journey, you will need to learn to maintain your weight. Forever.
Ever.
And so if you have to lose 80 pounds, 60 pounds, 30 pounds, if you only lost 20 of it, and I used the wrong word, you've lost 20, you've lost 30 of the total amount, and you've been there, and you've been maintaining for 2 months, you're still not gaining. You're not going back up. So why is it that you're harping on yourself for being able to control your weight and stay within the same range? That's actually a good skill to learn because you'll have to need that skill for when you get to your journey weight, your goal weight.
I want to congratulate Marianne B because Marianne B. Taylor, she actually just commented earlier that she's down 73 pounds and she's been Lifetime. It's been 7 years now that she's celebrating 7 years on WW at Lifetime. And she also said something about a plateau. It's something you get when you're hiking.
Yeah.
It's a level piece of land or rock, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that's the only time we should ever be using that word plateau.
Yeah. So that's, again, one of the words we remove. We never use plateau. We use maintenance. And for anybody out there who has been trying to lose 10 or the last 10, believe me, I understand. I have never made Lifetime. I am a perfect example of a person who's struggling to get there, who's never gotten there. I've made it the goal, but I never made it through maintenance. I never made it back. And so I've been trying for 2 years, and it's not happened for me. But it might never happen, but that's okay. I'm still doing the best choices, and I'm still doing the best thing I can do for my life and for my health. And that's what matters, and that's why I keep going, and that's why my why is important to me. Mm-hmm. So next word, honey?
Yes, the next word is a word I've
replaced recently.
We've replaced recently, and we're still sometimes using the wrong word from time to time. We try to make sure, and it's the safe versus stuck. Because so many people, especially at the beginning, were saying, oh, I'm stuck at home, we're stuck at home, we're stuck at home. And I don't feel stuck. And someone made a comment, and it was in a workshop, I don't remember where it was, and when they said, we are safe at home, that made me really change perspective on things. Because some people aren't safe at home.
Exactly.
And so we need to really make sure that we're using, it was Jana. Probably was Jana.
Yeah.
It probably was Jana. Yeah. And that really, that completely.
And again, it helps you with your psyche and your mindset.
Yeah.
And I know people probably think, oh, you guys are crazy, but it's so true, guys. We're prime examples of, we used to hate ourselves all the time. We used to tell it, why are you so stupid? Why can't you control yourself? Why can't you lose weight like other people can? What's wrong with you? We've said these things to ourselves, both of us. We even said it to each other, like talking to ourselves.
I used to say I was ugly. I used to say I was, not good at anything. I mean, I've been there. And you know what? I still have my moments. I'm nowhere near as hard on myself as I used to be.
Yeah.
But we do have our moments. We are all weak in certain ways.
But having these new words has
completely helped.
And that's what we're trying to show. Changing the last stretch of our journey, the last 2 years where we've been successful, completely coincided with the positivity brought into our life.
Yeah.
It completely changed who we are as people, because even now in life we have positivity, not just with our program.
We believe it, and it's so funny when something negative happens. We can't say we go right to the positive right away, but we somehow, for some reason, keep going. We dig into it to the point where sometimes we have to go, okay, well, what's the positive thing that can come out of this?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And so I'm saying sometimes you do look at a negative thing first, but as long as you try to work at that positive, some positivity behind it all, because everything does happen for a reason. I think we learn from our experiences, and we learn from what the world throws at us.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
We really do learn from what the world throws at us.
Yeah.
And it makes us stronger.
Yeah. So the next one, I heard Jana talking about it earlier.
Yeah, me too.
Is the word just and only. So if anybody meets us and you ever come up to us and says, oh my God, I'm so happy to meet you, I've only lost 20 pounds.
But I've only lost 20.
I've only lost 20 pounds. Or I only lost 0.2 this week. I hate the word only and just. Get rid of it. Celebrate every ounce, every amount that you lose. Because that's important. You need to celebrate every moment. Because you know what? At some point, you will get to an area where you can't celebrate at all because you're trying to maintain. So those 0.2s, celebrate them. They're not just and only. And the amount you have to lose, you can't compare to someone else's journey.
Well, we caught Joe and Casey in their video.
Yeah.
And Casey turned to Joe and said, he had lost 30. And she goes, well, I only lost 10. And then goes, well, he's a man.
Yes.
I think that was the comment. I could be completely wrong. It was in that. Or no, we just started. Just started. It was that. We just started. Which is not bad to say. Like, we're really just picking on you guys. But it's remembering those little things like that make you feel bad of what you've succeeded at.
You need to be proud of. If you lost 10 pounds, you lost 30 pounds, yell it. Don't shy away from those small celebrations. Like, why are we so scared of celebrating the small stuff? Like, let's just enjoy those moments. There's so much negativity and so much times where you get negative information. That 0.2 should be making you happy. You're not going up. Celebrate it. It's better than anything else. And those weeks